Are you currently in a relationship with a man who doesn't show any emotions or even acknowledge that you are a part of their life? Is your man not able or not willing to meet your emotional needs? Does he refuse to be emotionally intimate with you? If you answered yes, then finish this video to learn how to deal with emotionally unavailable man. Before we dive deep, let's discuss first what these emotionally unavailable men are. Clinical psychologists define emotional unavailability as not having the capacity to share or express emotions with another person as well as hold emotional space for someone. Their inability to connect on a deep and emotional level can be a learned behavior, a defense mechanism, or simply situational. Nevertheless, this is caused by their fear of being vulnerable to another person. It is sometimes rooted in avoiding the hurt of another breakup. However, sometimes it is also rooted in more serious problems such as childhood traumas, societal norms that dictate a real man should not cry or be vulnerable, or insecurity. Whatever it is, being in a relationship with an emotionally unavailable man is hard. It can be draining for both of you. Draining for him because he can't be the man you want and need. Draining for you because you try to act as his psychologist and try to fix him. Relationships are complicated as it is. How much more if you share it with someone who is emotionally unstable? It will only crumble and will leave both of you scarred for life. But if you're determined to keep and fight for your relationship, finish this video to learn how to deal with an emotionally unavailable man. Number 1, you never know where you truly stand. In order to address emotional unavailability with your partner, you must be ready if things go straight downhill. If you seek answers to your problems in this relationship, he might get defensive, take the blame from you, or accuse you for things you are not. Men, especially narcissists, can turn the tables around and then gaslight you. A sign of emotional unavailability because he is unwilling to talk about this problem with you. This should be a clear indication that his emotional unavailability is not your fault and is all on him. However, if you are able to talk to him out of it and seek the professional help he needs, you might still save your relationship. Number 2, familiarize yourself with signs of emotional unavailability. Emotionally unavailable men can disguise themselves, especially the traits you swept under the rug or simply missed during the relationship's honeymoon phase. You may feel responsible and blame yourself for why the relationship didn't bloom after the honeymoon phase as you expected. Recognizing that your man is emotionally distant is one of the first signs of emotional unavailability. There are a lot more, but here's a few telltale signs. He consistently ghosts you, avoids talking about things that matter, doesn't prioritize or acknowledge your needs, both physical and emotional. He has difficulty empathizing with your feelings. Basically, he becomes detached from you when you need an emotional connection with him. Number 3, pay attention if he knows he has emotional unavailability. Talking to your man about how you feel about him being emotionally distant is one thing, but recognizing he is the problem is another thing. You have to pay attention to whether he acknowledges your observation of him, because confronting someone with this kind of problem can be a double-edged sword. Did he admit or know that he is emotionally unstable? Or is it only you who notices that he is emotionally unstable? If they acknowledge the problem, then it's good. He might seek professional help if he wants to keep you and your relationship. If he doesn't, then prepare yourself for the worst. As we all know, men's egos are fragile. They might attack you verbally if they don't like what you're saying about them. And confronting them with things like this might even do more harm than fighting you with their words. Remember that it was right of you to express your needs in the relationship and their own shortcomings, but it's not your job to fix someone else's problem. Number 4, focus on your feelings. When dealing with a man like this, they might think you are only thinking about yourself, which is not bad. In relationships, you must think about yourself and assess whether this specific relationship is giving you more warmth and comfort or just emotional pain and stress. Talk about your feelings in a way that they don't feel ambushed. Remember that they are uncomfortable with talks that involve feelings and emotions, so you have to take one step at a time. If your partner seems to accept your thoughts, try to tell them how you are affected by his actions. Number 5, think about how their emotional unavailability affects your overall well-being. In this time and age, our mental health is one of the things that we should protect from everything. This includes partners who cannot keep up with your needs. This situation can make you feel a lot of things and make you think of things about yourself that you are not. You might start wondering if something is wrong with you because your efforts to keep the relationship are not reciprocated in the way you wanted. It can be heartbreaking to see that you don't receive the same energy you give. It is common for people in relationships to conform to their partner's behaviors. So be careful when you notice a change in your behavior because of your relationship dynamic. This is the best time to think things through. Number 6, you are not responsible for your partner's emotional climates. You don't pressure someone when they shut you down because they are upset. Don't try to get them to talk about something that is clearly frustrating them. Give them time to process their own emotions and feelings. You don't have to treat them like a child. You will notice a positive change in their behavior if you step back and release the feeling of being responsible for their emotions. Stop trying to be his therapist. Number 7, consider counseling. Counseling has been proven to help a lot of individuals and couples. We all have to understand that need to process certain emotions is human nature, and we shouldn't be ashamed of it. In fact, it is healthy to express these emotions than to keep it all in. And way healthier if you decide to bring another person's point of view, especially a professional one. Discussing the tough decisions is the right step if you are having trouble with your partners. It sheds new light on the situation and helps both of you identify harmful patterns that might sabotage your relationship. In analyzing your partner's toxic behavior, you must also ask yourself if you're enabling this behavior or if you are also emotionally unavailable. You have to be clear and concise about what you want, and make sure you also take time to reflect on your faults before you point out someone else's. Needless to say, the most important part about dealing with an emotionally unavailable man is knowing when to walk away. You can only do so much to try and change him, but that isn't your job as his romantic partner. Always remember what the wise ladies always say: if you can't change a man, change the man. What do you think about this topic? Do you agree with us too? Which of these behaviors do you hate the most? Share your thoughts in the comments section below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.